Hello, folks. Today we're going to learn about gay people. Why are we learning about gay people? Because I feel like my knowledge of gay people has been very poor. So, yeah, we're going to learn about gay people. And what better way to learn about gay people than just searching on Google? Oh, not fat. Gay. That'll do. So, yeah, what better way to learn it than not using AI, probably. AI is a bit homosexuality, that's the word. We're going to learn about homosexuality in an hour. And I guess it'll be even better to have like a notes open, a little notepad open, so that we could take down all the useful information as well while we're at it. So I guess before we start, my knowledge of gay people is just like they like the same gender. And then there's obviously the LGBT people, which I'm sure I'm going to read about. And it stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. And then there's the Q as well. I don't know what queer means. I actually met a queer guy the other day in the pub, but I did ask him what queer meant, and he did explain to me, but I was way too toasted to understand a word he was saying. And I feel like it was quite complicated, so I guess it'll be good to learn about this one as well when I see him next at the pub. So let's just get into it. Let's have a title here. No, homosexuality. Does that cover the umbrella? Or maybe should I just say LGBTQ? There's the plus as well. I have no idea what that means either. Let's give it a little heading. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, let's get into it. Split screen? Yeah, split screen. Yeah, that'll do. Homosexuality. The album. Oh, there's an album for this. So is this the theme song for gay people? Kind of want to listen to it. Let's give it a listen. All right. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's enough of that. Okay, cool. It's a romantic attraction, sexual attraction, sexual. Chill. Between people of the same sex or gender. It denotes identity based on attraction. What does all this even mean? That's way too much words. Romantic, right? So romantic, sexual, between people of the same sex. Okay, that makes sense. Denotes identity. That comes in with like what's the word? The he, him, she, her, it, them thing. What's that? Oh, pronouns. Yes, that's it. Along with bisexuality and heterosexuality, which is me, right? Opposite. Yes, that's right. It's one of the three main categories of sexual orientation between a hetero homo continuum. What does that even mean? Okay, that comes later on. Okay. Is there anything interesting here though? That's way too long. Why? More evidence supporting non-social biological causes of sexual orientation than social ones, especially for males. So there's more male gay people. Is that what it says? Prenatal environment. Ooh, is that an actual baby? Crazy. There is no evidence suggesting that parental or early childhood experience play a role in developing sexual orientation. So there's no evidence of that, right? Science research shows that homosexuality is a natural and normal variation in human sexuality. Yeah, I believe that. It is not and of itself a source of negative psychological effects. Yeah, that makes sense. Major mental health organizations overwhelmingly reject conversation therapy as ineffective, scientifically unsupported, and potential harmful. That makes sense. So, being gay is natural, not mental health issues, not mental health problems. Oh, that makes sense, to be honest. Makes sense. Alright, next. The most common terms for homosexual people are lesbians for females. Yeah, knew that. Gay for males, yep. But the term gay almost also commonly referred to homosexual female and males. Sure. The number of people who are gay or lesbian is difficult for researchers to estimate reliably, as many gay and lesbian people do not openly identify due to discrimination. Nah, I don't believe that. There's gay month, gay pride and all that. Prejudice, such as heterosexism. No way that's a word. What the... Attitude, bias, and discrimination in favor of heterosexual... I mean, shouldn't everyone... I feel like heterosexualism is just like being normal. No, that's not the right word. Yeah, normal. It's the most common, you know? Why is there a word for this? When was... Why? See what I mean? There's so many like things to like... There's so many words being coined here. Homophobia, that's a very strong word. What are we saying here? God hates pride. God still hates fags. What are the Christian takes on gay people? Actually, because I'm pretty sure gay people are not allowed in the Bible, are they? Let's see. Are gays allowed in... Ooh, that's a lot of good questions here. In China, that's interesting. Being gay is not illegal in China. That's a W from China. In Christianity, I know Muslims definitely don't like gay people. What about Christians? Whether being gay is allowed in Christianity is a subject of intense debate, with views split between traditional, affirming, and... Okay. So it's a bit of a 50-50 at the moment, it seems. Interesting. That's for the notes. Gayness is... how should I summarize this? 50-50 of acceptance in Christianity. Which is what I thought, to be honest. I thought it was not allowed, but I guess this is... Ooh, traditional interpretations, Roman Catholic, Eastern Orthodox, and many Protestant view same-sex sexual acts as sinful. While many liberal dominations now affirm LGBTQ plus people. Okay. So essentially, the liberals are like, yeah, that's acceptable. The conservatives are nah, which is, I mean, again, makes sense, I guess. So let's get back to it. God made you male or female. Be content and obey him. Okay. Recognized types of homophobia include institutionalized... What are these words? This one doesn't even have a link. It must be a really new concept. Institutionalized homophobia. It's a system in the societal institutions like government. Oh, so like the government is like, you're gay. No, gay is bad. That's the government saying that. Religious homophobia. Okay, that makes sense. State-sponsored homophobia. Sounds the same as institutional. And internalized homophobia. Experienced by people who have this... Okay, that's a lot of background information. It's part of the series of LGBTQ people. Alright, now we're getting to it. What does a queer mean? How many minutes are we? 10 minutes in. God, we're already a sixth of the way there. I've barely scratched the surface. It's the umbrella term for sexual gender minorities. It is alternatively used to refer to people who reject sexual and gender norms. What does that mean? And share radical political characteristics by... Oh my god, what are these words? What does this mean? I don't get that. They reject... So it's like Dio. It's like... I reject my humanity. Something like that. Is that what a queer is? So is Dio a queer? Actually, nah. What actually is... What is queer? Queer What? Queerbaiting? What does that mean? Queerbaiting is a marketing and creative tactic in media where creators hint at but never depict same-sex romance to attract queer audiences without a lot. Oh, okay. That's an actual. Isn't that what all companies do though? Like during Pride Month, all companies during Pride, yeah, they all just turn gay. That's isn't that queer baiting? Companies when Pride Month hints some sort of homosexual. Yeah, something like that. Oh my god. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, that's interesting. Where were we? So what actually is what actually is queer? Where's the AI? Where's the AI summary? AI mode. Is an expansion versatile? Okay, interesting. Label that describes sexual and gender identities existing outside traditional. Right, so the queer people are the people that say they identify as like the it, them, she, her, no, it, them, zer people, right? Queers are people that do the pronoun shenanigans. I'm a he, him, just for everyone that's interested. LGBTQIA plus community. Oh, I've heard of that. The IA people as well. Oh, that's another can of worms. So maybe I should update this. QIA plus. Alright, I need to figure out what the IA means. Just let me double check here. So does queer mean they use the zer, they, them, he, no, z, I don't know. Pronouns. Searching Reddit. Damn, Reddit is the source of information from not necessarily. Never mind then. For many people who use gender neutral pronouns like zer or they them identify as queer, right? Okay. Identifying as queer does not automatically mean a person uses those pronouns. Queer is about identity. It's a broad label for anyone who isn't straight or cisgender. What does cisgender? Why? Right. Okay. So I feel like queer deserves its own little title. Queers. Let's see here. Subtitle. Yeah, actually no. Let's give it a heading. That's wrong. So queerism is alright, whatever, it's fine. Queerism is about identity. For anyone who isn't straight, which as we know is heterosexual, or cisgender. Now, what does cisgender mean? Alright, let me read the other stuff. Pronouns are about how we are addressed. They are a linguistic tool for conversation. Okay, whatever. Anyone could use standard pronouns. Many queer people continue to use he, him, she, her. Right. Okay. Why the confusion? The overlap often happens with people who identify as non-binary. I hear about this, non-binary people. That's another thing I need to look into. And the IA of LGBTIA thing. No, QIA. Genderqueer. What is a genderqueer? Is a genderqueer same as a queer? Gender neutral pronouns that identify strictly male or female. Let me see. In short. Right, so first we need to figure out what a cisgender is. I feel like AI isn't the best for this. Let me try to find it here. Cisgender? Okay. What is a cisgender? Tell me. The word cisgender, often shortened to cis, sometimes cissexual, describes a person whose gender identity corresponds to their sex assigned at birth. Someone who's not transgender. Oh, so like me, I'm a male, and I was a male at birth, so I'm a cisgender. Oh, and the opposite of that is trans. Oh, that's what it means. Me. Actually, no, that should be more detailed. Same gender of birth. Learning new stuff today, man. Learning new stuff. So cis, right? So cis. So queer is anyone who isn't homosexual. No. Who isn't heterosexual or cisgender. So that's quite a big umbrella now. I swear to God, surely a good Venn diagram could describe this. Queer theory. There's a theory of this. Oh my God. It's a Is this gender studies? I bet this is the gender studies that people talk about. The Starbucks workers and all that. This is queer Venn diagram. I feel like a Venn diagram would really help this. I can't lie. What the Oh, wow. Mentally ill. Wow. This is a bold article. Let's have a read of this. Queerness. Alright, let's see. What am I looking at? April is autism acceptance. Is it? We're in April right now. Holy. It's autism acceptance month. Didn't know that. Okay, so this feels like a joke rather than an actual legitimate Venn diagram. Yeah, let's not look at that. But I swear, so queer is like the big umbrella. So like anyone that's not straight or not a transgender would be a queer. So you could be gay and queer the same. All right, let's get back to the AI. All right, let's see. So if queer is someone that's not straight and cisgender, that means queer is quite a big umbrella that can be gay or trans or anything, right? Right? Please say yes. Exactly. It often describes as a catch-all umbrella term that includes anyone who's sexual or outside societal norms. Queer acts like a shorthand for the entire spectrum. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, so that's quite easy then. So that means queer's just the term that summarizes everyone out of the norm. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. So why do we need the LGBTQ then? We just said the Q people, the Q. Ooh, that ties in with what's that good book called? Oh no. Q. Que? No. Que is what? Oh, Que is that. Never mind. No, Q from All's Tomorrow. That's it. It's a great book, This is the queer, the Q people, Q plus people, if you want to call it that. That was a very good book. Anyways, that's a lot of words. I can't lie. So why don't LGBT peeps call themselves the queer people then? Makes it easier. I love how Reddit and Facebook is like the first thing this AI looks at. The slur factor. What does that mean? Queer was the last thing that I heard before they got bullied and physically attacked. That's fair enough. It's a badge of pride. Did it used to be a slur? History of the word queer. Screw the AI. Alright, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look. History of the word queer. The origin of the word queer. Queer is a word of uncertain origin and has early 16th century, so that's what? 500 years? When it was first primarily used to mean strange, odd, peculiar. Then why use this word then? Why not use like a coin, like a different term? But yeah, whatever. Alright, so there's the slur factor, I guess. It's a slur. Queer is a political stance, radical desire, precision, and generalization. Feel queer is too broad. Yeah, but it is a broad term. It's like a fruit, you know? Calling yourself a fruit and calling yourself a banana. Banana is more specific, but you can still call yourself a fruit. Kind of thing. Gay man, I want to be called gay because it specifically describes his life history, which is different from a trans woman. No, that's fair enough, actually. That makes a lot of sense, actually. It's way too broad of a term. Then who would call himself a queer then? It's too broad. It doesn't, it's like saying, hey, I'm a human. You gotta be more specific. For example, hey, I'm British. Or I don't know, Liverpool, from Liverpool or something. You gotta be more general. Or European or whatever. But okay. What I'm more interested in now is, what is the IA of the LGBTQIA? Let's have a look. Seems like a very new thing. I remember when I was a kid, it was only LGBT. Wait, that's it? That's it? Where's the IA people? Maybe I need to search it. LGBTQIA plus. Alright, break it down for me. Intersex. People with sex characteristics that don't fit typical binary definitions. Asexual. People who experience little or no sexual. Okay. I don't know what this means yet, but plus. Represents other identities such as non-binary. Oh, what does this mean? Gender queer is not the same as queer? Crazy. That's such a can of worms. Do we even have enough time? No, we're only 20 minutes in. Let's have the summary at the top. Lesbian. Lesbian is girl to girl. Gay, male to male. Bi is like the universal plug kind of thing, so like could be any girl to girl, male, girl to male. You get the point. Trans, kind of like having an adapter kind of thing, so you change the other type kind of shebang. Queer is, how would queer fit into this equation? Queer would be like plugs overall, because we're talking about plugs, so queer is just the plug. Intersex. What does intersex mean? Intersex meaning is an umbrella, more umbrellas, term for natural variations in sex characteristics, chromosomes. What does that mean? That do not fit in the typical binary definition of male to female. Okay. Is there examples? What does that? What does this actually mean though? Intersex examples. Whoa, XXY. Is that even possible? XO? Talking about XO. This drink is pretty good, I can't lie. I think I had it like once, but it's a pretty good drink, I can't lie. Yeah, anyways. XO. No, that's just like a bunch of words that I've never seen in my life. I cannot lie. When intersex traits are discovered. So at birth, due to visibly ambiguous genitalia. What does that? Ooh, what is this photo? That's scary. Let me look at it. They have their own flag as well. That's crazy. Let's have a look. I'm still not really getting it. What's the... Are those born in any several sex characteristics, including... Yeah, I read that, but like, what does that mean, though? Do not fit typical binary notations. Okay. Right, so there would be like the wild card. They don't belong in like the... Because like trans people like is like transition from male to female, female to male. But intersex is like creating new genders. Is that the logic? Is that the logic? The opposite of intersex is endosex. But endosex is that not just male and female? Am I tripping? Let's do it one at a time. Let me figure out what intersex is. A person born with sex characteristics that are seen as typical. Okay, so endosex is just male or female, which describes a person born with sexual characteristics that are seen as typically male or female. Okay, so I'm endosex. That's interesting. That sounds cool. Right. I think we'll have to resort back to AI. Where's AI? Where is it? Oh, it's gone. Right. In most simple terms, what does intersex actually mean? Do they refer to people that aren't male, female? If so, give me some examples. I feel like Piers Morgan talked about this. He said something like black lesbian. Is that it? Yes, like identify as a black lesbian. Maybe that's asexualism. Is there like a quick summary of that? 15 seconds, that'll do.
If I can identify as anything without any need to prove I'm actually what that is, why can't an international woman say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian?
No, he's still identifying as a lesbian would be female, so he's not identifying as a, what was it, intersex person. So let's see. In simple terms, intersex means a person born with biological traits that do not fit male or female. What does that mean, though? Give me an example. X, Y, I knew that. Between a mix of both. How can you have a mix of both? Biologically, yes. Socially and personally, it's different. Okay. Most intersex people still identify as men or women. What? So if you're... Right, so you're biologically different, but socially you're still the same. What does that mean? I'm actually not getting this part. Biological sex. There are people that traits from standard sexes. How they feel inside? Identify as male. 30 different ways to be in. That's a lot of ways, actually. A few common... Chromosome variation. XXY. How is that possible? Is there an image? Can I... Person. He looks normal. Why did they blur the face? What's going on? Let's have a look. Oh. Okay, so they are a mix. I never knew that's possible, you know. That's interesting. Okay, so yeah, wild card, straight up, dead ass. They're the wild card. So Q, I, then there's A. What does A mean? I feel like we already looked at this. Asexual? Asexual? Not even a plug. So people that aren't plugs, essentially. First, the people who experience little to no sexual attraction. Okay. Plus minus. There's a mic. Oh no, sorry. That's a dash. Represents additional identities not explicitly named in the acronym, such as pansexual, non-binary, or two-spirit. I'm gonna say it. What does non-binary actually mean? I actually don't get it. I've heard of that term so many times. It's another umbrella term for gender identities that fall outside the traditional male-female binary. So it's like, so it's the intersex people, but a different word. All right, so that's AI. Non-binary and intersex, are they the same? Please say yes. No, got cut off there, but please say yes. Oh, they're not the same. Okay, they describe two different parts of intersex is about the body. Oh, physically. Non-binary is about the mind. Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay, so let's see. Intersex, but for the mind. I'm getting it, guys. I'm getting it. Gender queer. What does gender queer mean? Gender queer. There's a comic book about this. Interesting. Sorry, I had to pick my nose there. Don't mind that. So it's a book. What does it mean to... Let's see what Reddit has to say about this. Let's have a look. I've been questioning my gender for about six or so. That's a long time. Third time between a variety of labels. Recently decided to give gender queer a close look. Seems very interesting, but there seems to be some variance in definitions. So there is a variance in definition. Some describe it being synonymous with non-binary. Others describe it as experiencing gender differently than the norm. Some count it as under the trans umbrella. Others say it's not strictly cis or trans. How do you define gender queer? So the definition is already like in the air. Okay. I'm really new to my gender exploration, but I feel like the definition a queering of a queering. So is that a describing term? Holy moly. No, it's a verb, sorry. So it's a verb. I'm queering right now of the gender. So the sign to get birth. Queering equals fuck what society dictates gender looks like. Sounds like, acts like, DC. I'm not a square peg trying to fit into a round hole. That's kind of poetic, you know. The hole has to be square the whole time. Society is gaslit me to believe otherwise. This exactly. Okay. That's the beauty of the term genderqueer. It isn't fully or well defined other than... So it kind of just like fits everything else in the... let's see. Genderqueer. Everything else. I feel like that makes sense. I think that makes sense. I feel like I'm getting it. Assist. They could play with their identity. Ooh. Expression, gender, performance. What does that mean? Without seeing and identifying as anything. Sorry for the word salad. Nah, you're good, man. You're good. I'm not religious. What does that mean? But you have absolutely blessed me with this definition. Wow. It's like the gender fuck definition I was looking for. I am affab. What does that mean? Is this like a new... Assigned female at birth. So what? I'm AMAB. Assigned male. Okay, makes sense. But I love my boobs. And it's the fact that I choose to acknowledge how much I love them. Not the only reason, but a big reason. That I kept my femininity without acknowledging my masculine side. Okay. I could never ever fully commit to a male identity because she's female at birth, personal preference, nor do I feel completely a third gender. So gender queer is the mix I need. Right. Oh, wait. I feel like it's like the people. It can mean the trans people that isn't fully trans. Do you get what I mean? I've had this one discovered. Reddit is really the place to look at these stuff, huh? Genderqueer was because it currently best describes me. Over the past 4 I always knew deep down my gender expression was female, even though I don't know what this meant. Interesting. I went to great lengths to hide this from everyone when I was a teen, all my 20s. Now I'm 34. And I went through... Okay, this is yapping, a lot of yapping. But I think I get it a lot. Let's go back to the original... Wait, where was the original? Yes, homosexuality. Let's read about homosexuality. Now that we get the definition out of the way, now it's time to actually read. More genders. No, more words to look at. The study of origin, historical... Oh, okay, so how words change. Okay, cool. The word... Okay, I don't even know the history. That's too long. History. Okay, let's look at the history. What is this painting? Oh, this is when the people are getting burned, right? Let's have a look. What is this? What is it describing? Burning of 2 homosexuals the night Richard von Honeborg and his squire Anton... I don't know. 1482. That's a while ago, you know. That's a while ago. Let's have a look at this painting. Castles. Damn, they just vibing it. No bad expression, just absolute being chilling sitting there. Ooh. This guy's definitely gay. Look at the stance on that boy. Oh, actually, I think people always wore this back in the days, actually. Yeah, why are they so chilling? They're being chilling. It's like the... What's it called? The Buddha sit. Well, it's not quite, actually. Actually, you know what? It's a little bit... Am I tripping? Come on. Hey, I must... Nah, I'm not tripping. Look at that. A little bit. Like, I see a little bit. Their hands are pointing downwards, and this is pointing... His hands are pointing upwards, but it's kind of the same vibe. Enough of that. Okay. So they used to burn people that are gay. That's no surprise to anyone. Abrahamic religions. The laws of the church... against divine law, crime against nature. Yeah, that was like that for quite a while, until the gay revolution, and then people got accepted. Africa. What does Africa have to say about gay people? The first record of a possible homosexual couple in history, regarded as kind of... I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Ancient Egypt. Damn, the Egyptians got to figure it out. 2004 BCE. Jeepers. Nose kissing position. That's kind of hot, you know. Is that it? Oh, friend's phoning me. But we have to learn about gay people. Nose to nose, embracing in their tomb. That's kind of hot, you know. So the Egyptians were already on it. They were like, gay? That's fine. Americas... What does the Americas of the say about gay people? It's too much, too many words. Canada. I don't even know about Canada. Give me some... Okay, history. East Asia. Tell me more about gay people in East Asia. What? Between 2 males being watched. Qing Dynasty. What is going on in the Qing Dynasty? Wow. Damn. But why is he so like brown? What's going on here? Let's have a close examine on this. So someone is peeking, and then they're. Is this person okay? But why is he so brown though? What's going on? Is he like Indian? That's interesting though. Were you like, what is going on in the Qing dynasty? Same-sex love has been referred to since the earliest recorded history. Passion of the cut peach. Why is it so poetic? What's going on? Alright, that deserves another section. Gay in Qing. Can I copy this picture? I can't. Let's say pretty accepted. Pretty accepted. And it shows, you know, like different races doing at it. So it means like, you know, the Indian. So it kind of means the Indians are fucking the Chinese. Can I say that? Let's not. Alright, okay, whatever. Let's have a look. Mention a very famous work of Chinese literature. So they actually were pretty on board with the idea of gayness. Okay. Dream of the Red Chamber. Don't know what that means. That's a lot of words. Opposition to homosexuality in China originated in the medieval Tang dynasty. Right. So they were cool of it. Nah, but this is the 18th century. So anti-gay came in the 7th century, but then they went right. Okay, so they went back to it again, attributed to the rising influence of. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Fully established until the westernization effort of the late Qing and the Republic of China. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. And anything other worth interest? Middle East, pre-Islamic Middle East. Let's have a look at that. What's going on here? Shah Abbas the Great of the Page Boy by Muhammad. Interesting. Had to pick my nose again, sorry. Sumer. What is the Sumer? Oh, Sumer, like one of the earliest people. That's a lot of reading, I can't lie. Alright, what I want to learn? So what was genderqueer? Genderqueer I know was the everything else. Gay in Qing. Pretty accepted. What else do I want to learn? Let's have a see. Sexuality and identity. Yeah, what's going on in identity? Do you know what I want to learn? Pronouns. What do the pronouns actually mean? Let's see. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to the AI. What does pronouns actually do? How do they play a factor in LGBT? Oh, I know this. QIA plus community. Let's have a look. Pronouns are tools to reference people in place of their names to avoid repetition, make a sentence flow better. Yes, I get that. He instead of John. I get that. But what is the... He's not getting the question. I mean the peeps that use he, her, these are, anything else I know? They, them terms. What does that actually mean with regards to pronouns? These are he, her, zezer, no, zezer, they, her, they, them, gender neutral or non-binary. What does non-binary mean again? Intersex but for the mind. Okay, so it means, right, okay, so Pronouns such as ze, ze, her are what the non-binary peeps use to refer themselves as. Interesting. Okay. Z is a writer. I really like Zer. What? Neutral. It's for neutral purposes. Right. So it's to refer to the... Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I feel like I've learned a lot about gay people so far. It's only been 46 minutes. I feel like I've learned so much about gayness. Sexual fluidity. What does that mean? Sexuality is a stable attribute that is an innate characteristic and an immutable trait. Some research suggests that some people may experience changes in their orientation on the course of their lives. So that's like essentially me turning gay, then that would be a sexual fluid. And this is more likely for females than for... Okay, never mind them. It's probably not me. The American Psychological Association distinguishes between sexual and sexual orientation identity, which may change at any point in someone's life. Any point. So that's why every once in a while you need to like look at gay corn and just be like, am I attracted to this? If not, cool. If yes, well, time to turn into a sexual fluid. Same-sex relationships. I know about that. That's easy. Coming out of the closet. Okay. Coming out is... yeah, I knew that, to be honest. Demographics occurs in most all human cultures and societies. But what I'd want to know is, where is gayness most common? The Philippines. I would not have guessed the Philippines. 11%. That's crazy. That's a lot of people. 1 in 10 people. Urban centers of high youth population such as London, Brighton often show high concentration. Damn, okay. Brazil as well. 14%. Canada, Sweden, Philippines, USA, Thailand. Oh, Thailand makes sense with all the ladyboys. What's the difference between a ladyboy and gay and like trans? Ladyboy versus, yeah, transgender. Ladyboy, Thai specific term. Okay, so it's a type of, right, okay. So it's a type of transgender. Yeah, I get that now. Okay. That's a lot of reading. Psychology. Nah, it's boring stuff. Causes. That's what I'm interested in. What causes gayness? Scientists have come to favor biological causes over sexual orientation. There is considerably more evidence supporting non-social biological causes of sexual than social ones, especially for males. Okay, I didn't read that part. What was it? There is considerably more evidence supporting non-social biological causes of sexual orientation than social ones, especially for males. There is no substantive evidence which suggests parenting or early children play a role. There is no evidence. Okay. So, parental hormones, genes. Okay, so it's trying to say that gayness is caused more of a natural thing rather than like a social thing. So like I was born gay rather than I was turned gay kind of thing, right? Okay. Evolution. Okay. Since homosexuality tends to lower reproductive success, yeah, that's true. It is unclear how it is maintained in the population relative high frequency. Yeah, because if everyone technically turns gay, that species would just die. So you wouldn't call it evolution, because evolution surely would be like this, like making more babies would be evolution. No, surviving better would be evolution. If you're surviving worse, that's not evolution, no. There are many proposed explanations such as gene... Okay, so we're guessing. Parenting, same-sex parenting. Okay, so that's a lesbian couple of two gay kids, essentially. Scientific has been genuinely consistent in showing that lesbian gay parents are as fit and capable as heterosexual parents. Okay. And their children are as psychologically healthy and well adjusted as children reared by heterosexual parents. That makes sense. Health. Okay. Physical. The term men who have sex with men. Why is that a term? What do you mean? Just say gay. Oh, okay. Oh, let's see the woman. What do you mean? So this one has a photo and this one doesn't. Society, man. Refer to people who engage in sexual activities with others of the same sex regardless of how they identify themselves, as many choose not to accept social identities. Do you know what I wonder? Okay, let's ask the AI. Say if a transgender male. Wait, what is a transgender male again? So is he used to be a female? No, trust me, I'm cooking on this one. What is a trans male? Someone who was... Okay, so female becoming male. Right, okay. Female becoming male. Say if a transgender male and a transgender female... which is a male becoming female, and they are a couple. Is that gay? In terms of they are a straight couple. Interesting. So I could be trans and straight at the same time. Actually, that makes sense. Then if I am a transgender male, so female becoming female, and I am gay, so I like female, is that straight or gay? If you're a transgender male, meaning your gender identity is a male, and you're attracted to females, you're typically considered straight. Interesting, you know. So, right. So let me get this straight. So you're let's draw a diagram on this. Right, so how do I have to pick a male? So if you're this, and then you transition, no, actually, it's female becoming male. So how do I represent a woman? Actually, let's take that out. Nah, actually, you know what? Let's say you're this, and then you went to this, and you're attracted to, what is it? And I'm attracted to this. I'm technically considered, this section is straight. So this part is straight, even though I used to be this. So once I transition, what if I like this though? What if it's this? Okay, let's have a look. Then if I'm and I like male, am I gay or straight? So this would definitely mean gay, right? Then you are gay. Okay. So once you transition, you just become this. Meaning that your sexuality depends on this, not your original FMAF, is that what you called? Female. No, What's it called again? AMAB. Oh, so AFAB. AFAB. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Man plus... Yeah, get that. Thank you very much. So, when we got to that point? Blood donation policy for men who have sex with men. Men who have sex with men may donate blood. Yeah. Why would you not donate blood? Men who have sex with men may not Oh, there's countries that do not allow that. Yo. Some Middle Eastern, Algeria, Venezuela, India, China. Okay. I didn't know that was a policy, to be honest. It's not like they have different blood. They have the same blood, right? Mental. Let's have a look at the mental side of things. Homosexuals often approach and reviewed as sought to have inherent psychological as a root cause. Yeah, okay. Gay and lesbian youth. Gay and lesbian youth. Oh, increasing risk of offing themselves. Substance abuse. School problems, isolation because of a hostile, concerning environment. Damn, that's kind of sad, you know. Furthermore, LGBT youths are more likely to report psychological, physical abuse by parents or caretaker. Damn. Law and politics. Legality. That's what I want to see, actually. Marriage is allowed. Okay, so it's a lot of the Western, well, it's a lot of South American countries. Red is the extraterritorial marriage. What does that mean? Marriage performed outside a person's home country. Okay, so in these countries you could marry outside of your country. Is that what it means? So you could like move to here, get married, and then come back. Wait, is that? Let's discuss that later. Civil unions. Soviet Union sounds like. Limited domestic. I can't even see any blue ones. Limited optional. What death? Oh, that's Iran. Is that Iran? Yeah. So you could get a straight up sentence if you're gay. Well, if you marry and gay, I guess. I mean, this diagram. Why is there so many countries that are gray? Can we not just like ask them, be like, "Yo, what's your policy on that?" Like, why is there no data here? Especially in the two biggest countries in the world as well in terms of population. They're like, we don't know. Why is there no data? What's going on? Interesting. Let's get back to it. Any other cool? Ooh, that's Lambda, right? LGBT. Why did they take all the cool symbols, man? Lambda is such a cool symbol. But anyways, laws against sexual. When was the gay revolution actually? Beginning of the 60s. So that's actually not quite long ago. That's like 2 generations ago, basically. The Stonewall riots. What's that? Part of the event leading to the gay liberation and the modern LGBT rights movement. Where did this happen? New York City. Okay. Parties. Casualties. Oh my god. Well, thank God nobody died. That'd be crazy. Okay, so it happens in the 70s, let's say. With the outbreak of AIDS. What's it got to do with anything? Well, I guess we're an hour in, so there we have it. Let's save this, and then yeah, it was good learning about the gays. So see you all next time. Hey guys, so I actually forgot that I had a bit of a test at the very beginning. So when I cut the video down, it wasn't actually a full hour. It was 59 minutes and 40 seconds, and I cannot allow that to happen. So enjoy me yapping for the next Well, I mean, there's only a couple of seconds left. I don't know how many seconds I'm talking right now. Currently, I'm 105. Yeah, so goodbye.